Welcome back to another episode of the Between the Headset podcast with yours truly, Jalen Connor, the comedic voice of sports intelligence. Thank you for tuning in today, and let's get into today's episode. Over the past week, I was able to catch the roast of Tom Brady, and must I say, that was absolutely gruesome. That was my first time watching the full roast of anyone, and I'm going to just say viewer discretion is advised. That brought me to think about how he was so successful in the league compared to all these other great quarterbacks that had all the intangibles and even better arm talents. And it got me thinking of someone like Aaron Rodgers, how an Aaron Rodgers can make every throw on the field with just the flick of the wrist, and his technique might not be all there, but he can make any pass on the field. And I'm like, why doesn't Aaron Rodgers have more than one ring, right? But then it got me thinking, Tom Brady gets so much judgment for always hitting the dink and dunk pass, this, that, and third, always, making the right play, right? And it's as simple as that. He always makes the right play. That's why he has 7 rings. It's not about just hitting the dink and dunk pass, right? On every play, there is a primary receiver, there is a go shot, and there is a short shot dink and dunk that we know will be open if they are in this defense that they should be in when we call the play. And Tom Brady looks at that play sheet and he says, for one, I'm the slowest guy on the field. 2, I know this guy is going to be open if this pressure happens to come in early, and I know I can't outrun the pressure. So, and if I get another second, I'm gonna take my shot. And we know when he takes his shots, they're always money. So if you know that this receiver is gonna be open every time that we call this play, and you know you're playing the Denver Broncos 2015 pass rush, why would I not take the absolute money shot every time? Hence, we're gonna drive down the field, dink and dunk. They're gonna start to come up, and you know when the safeties come up, linebackers come up a little earlier, he's going to hit that money shot every time. Touchdown, 7 rings, right? But with the guy with Aaron Rodgers, his arm talent is so amazing. Sometimes he not even relies on it, but gives himself a little bit of leeway because he know he can make any pass on the field, to where he might take a shot that maybe isn't there sometime, maybe a shot that's usually there, but the defense tightened down on the playoffs, So now he can't make that pass that he made in the regular season and led up to the best record in the NFL during the regular season and led the league in passes, touchdowns, and was number 1 in MVP voting. Again, he might not be able to make that pass in the playoffs because the defense tightens up a little bit and his arm talent just can't make the pass if he's not, fundamentally sound with his footwork and all that. With the guy in Tom Brady, he's going to keep taking his dink and dunks in the playoffs because he knows they're going to work regardless of if the defense tightens up or not. Because this shot, this little receiver right here in this little area is going to be open regardless if they call the defense that we know that they call, And the guy, Aaron Rodgers, I know he's open, but I'm going to take that shot right there because I know my arm, I'm crazy with it. I can make it. He said, I'm crazy with it. I can make that pass. Interception, lose a playoff game, 1 ring, So I just wanted to highlight that. So, congrats to Tom Brady for an amazing career. Congrats to even Aaron Rodgers for an amazing career. But I just wanted to highlight the difference of those two guys' careers, because I know a lot of guys say that Tom Brady isn't the most talented, which he absolutely is. But, in comparison to an arm talent like Aaron Rodgers, and I just wanted to, shed light on that. But now let's get back into the NBA. Twolves and Nuggets. Series are now tied 2-2. And boy, are we in for a show. Jokic and Ant were going head to head last night. It literally was pure cinema. Every time Ant came down with a big 3, Jokic, this is the most I've seen Jokic ISO in a single game in a while. He definitely wants to win. He definitely is in winning mode. Jokic was going absolutely beast last night. I've been looking for the past couple days. I've been trying to find Karl Anthony Towns. Anybody seen him? Like, Cat, you're the number 2 on the squad, man. Ant did his job, 44, answered every time Jokic came down. Cat, you missing bunnies, you missing threes. Like, Can we get something, Cat? 5 for 18. Nikhil Alexander Walker, 0 for 4 from 3, 1 for 7 from the field. Stop shooting the ball, maybe. Stop shooting the ball. I mean, I guess you gotta shoot the ball when Cat's shooting 5 for 18. Jay McDaniels, he's just a defender. Ant's the only one putting the ball in the basket with 44. But Nikhil, can we get back in the lab? But work on something. If we're gonna put up 4 3-pointers, 7 shots, only make 1, it's playoffs. And Cat 5 for 18 from the number 2 option just will not get it done in the playoffs against the defending champs. It will not get it done at all whatsoever. So if Cat isn't able to average 20 plus for the rest of the, actually I took him for 20 plus last night. I thought he was going to do what he had to do for the Nuggets for the Timberwolves to get over. But if Cat isn't able to average 20 plus for the rest of the series, then you could basically call the series wraps, because he is the bona fide number 2 on the squad, and they will need that from him because the Nuggets have a stacked starting 5, and they're gonna produce. So one of these Timberwolves guys gotta help, and without that, Nuggets got this series for sure. Without that, Mavs Thunder series. Boy, is this turned out to be a good one as well. I think we all thought this series was going to be as good as it is, but I don't think we thought we'll see a shift this early in the series, as we're starting to see, with starting to look like the Mavs just might be the better team, especially with guys like Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, Derek Lively playing his role, Tim Hardaway hitting shots here and there. It's like starting to look like it's too much for the Thunder, with on the Thunder side, Shea being the only player to score 20 plus. I think the Mavs clearly have an experienced set in stone 1 and 2 already, and I feel like the OKC Thunder are still trying to figure that out. You know, all year they've been getting carried by their point guard who does more than enough for them. But now come playoff time, you need a clear number 2. And I think Jalen Williams is supposed to be the guy. He's taking the shots. He's playmaking like he's the guy, but I don't know if he's enough. Like, you got Luka and Kyrie, and then you got Shea and Jalen Williams. Like, you see, we know it's a clear winner in the duos there. So I think we're gonna need more from guys like Chet. I think he's got to accept that he's a bigger part of this team in the playoffs than he's comfortable with. You know, he's still technically a rookie, so I think he's got to accept more of his role. Yeah, he's getting his blocks, this and the third, but I think they need more shot making, more aggressiveness, and I think he's got to be a little more strong on the defensive end too, because Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, they're taking up a lot of space down there. They're running them up and down the court. I know he's probably tired, but Chet's going to have a big second half of this series for the OKC Thunder to win, especially with guys like PJ Washington, Tim Hardaway, everybody else stepping up for the Mavs. The Thunder need a third. If Jalen Williams are in 1 and 2, I'm going to need Williams to step up, and Chet's got to step up as well because it's playoff time. So, but yeah, like, that leaves me with a question, like, are the Mavs like the better team? Are they the better team? And I'm starting to figure out that they may be the better team. You got guys like PJ Washington who can lead the game. Well, not lead the game, but lead the Mavericks in scoring. The Mavericks with Luka and Kyrie. PJ Washington was able to lead them in scoring in Game 3. That's spooky. That's super spooky. But we'll see. Mavs up 2-1. The Thunder, I feel like next game is a must-win for the Thunder. I think they have enough to pull it out, but like I said, I need Chet. Chet's got to come with at least 15, and Jalen Williams, his 20 has to be every game from now on. His 20 has to be for every game. If the Mavs guys are going to step up, his 20 has to be every game. But that leads me to the Knicks and Pacers series. Update, they're tied 2-2. The series is kind of going how I thought it would go. Home court advantage is playing a big part in the East, of course, because the East kind of sucks, you know. And the Pacers honestly shouldn't have let the Knicks run away with the first 2, but we know how hard they play, so they're going to get theirs. But I think this is still a series for the Knicks to lose, only because they play harder than the Pacers. They didn't show last night. Alec Burks being the leading scorer on the Knicks, something went wrong there if he's the leading scorer, and he just came back as well. But yeah, Jalen Brunson had an off night. Josh Hart off night. Dante DiVincenzo off night. Makes me think, is the big three, are the tires running flat on those guys? You know, they've been playing a lot of minutes, been playing a lot of intimate minutes in the fourth quarter and overtimes. Are the tires running flat? Jalen Brunson has been very ball dominant throughout the whole playoffs. Actually been ball dominant since Julius Randle and OG Anunoby got hurt in the regular season. But are his tires starting to, run a little flat? That's a question. I hope not, because the series is very interesting with, the Knicks and Pacers fan base. So if Jalen Brunson isn't able to provide, then the Knicks don't stand a shot. So I hope he can bounce back next game. And TJ McConnell, somebody's got to put a stop to him. He's been a very underrated backup guard in this league for years. He's a veteran, still getting it done. And if he's able to outperform Brunson, the series is literally over. And that's why the score looked how it did from the jump yesterday. The Pacers just jumped on them early, and it was completely over with after that. And so, yeah, just bad night for the Knicks. Home court advantage for Pacers. We're back in New York for Game 5. So, I think this is a must-win for the Knicks. They're home. They just lost 2 in a row. Once you lose 3 in a row, it's like, all confidence and everything is lost. So this is a must-win for the Knicks. Excited to see how they bounce back for Game 5. With that being said, that brings me to our Get His Cool player today. And, of course, it is Dallas Mavericks' finest, P.J. Washington.
In this building in front of this crowd.
Previous players being reviewed for a hostile act.
I've done games for 25 years. I've never seen that.
P.J. Washington has been able to establish that he is the Dallas Mavericks' third option in this playoff series. And like I said, come playoff time, you need a third option. And that's why the Mavericks have been looking so dominant against the Thunder over the past couple games. P.J. Washington has been able to combine for 56 points in the last 2 games, 12 threes, and he is playing the best basketball of his career up to this point. P.J. Washington must have had a phone call with Dirk Nowitzki before the series started, because I didn't even know he could shoot this good. I knew when the Mavericks acquired him during the season that, it's a pretty good pickup, but I had no clue that he was going to be able to emerge as an all-star looking like in this playoff series. 29 and then 27, it's like you can't ask for any much more of P.J. Washington. You actually could ask of less, and the Mavericks probably still win those games. But P.J. Washington, he's hooping out of his mind. I don't know if it's just a hot streak, or is this him, getting comfortable in his role. I guess we'll see in the next couple games. But if P.J. Washington can have 20 plus for the rest of the games, this series is over with. Mavericks got it. So P.J. Washington, you are a Get His Cool player of the day. And with that being said, we've come to an end of episode 3. And I'll see you back in a few days.